On this edition of Let's Talk
I saw
Cincy.
parents grieving, I saw siblings grieving, and that broke my heart. And so I prayed and I asked the Lord Jesus Christ and said, Lord, I want to do something for these kids that's different. I don't want it to feel like school. I don't want it to feel like something they've already done before. I just want it to be different. And so the Lord gave me the name Future Ambassadors.
Choices and consequences. Educating young people to make the right decisions, leading them to a brighter future. Plus,
this is something that he always wanted, is to have a junior program. So reaching out for kids today. And that's why the driving range is dedicated to the Jimmy Woods Reaching Out for Kids Learning Center.
using golf to teach life lessons. Reaching Out to Kids, the free special summer program waiting for your child to join. From WLWT, this is the Emmy Award-winning show, Let's Talk Cincy. Presented by Western and Southern Financial Group. Put our financial strength behind you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Curtis Fuller, and welcome to Let's Talk Cincy. As we head into summer, local outreach programs are working to provide kids with positive activities. Today, we'll talk about two programs. We begin with Future Ambassadors Incorporated. That is headed by longtime community activist Duron Hunter. Nicole Aponte takes us inside the program to show us exactly what students have learned the past year.
Withrow University High School
Hope and opportunity.
is where Duron Hunter
Hope and opportunity. Choices and consequences, yes.
teaches students how to build the community up
We're about trying to go to college. We're about trying to be the best person that we can be.
instead of tearing it down.
We're not about shooting and robbing.
This is a typical weekly session for the Future Ambassadors Incorporated program. It's in partnership with the Urban Champions Youth Program,
If you make the right choice,
where Duron leads conversations with students about tough topics.
Some people say that we are not as smart as others, and it's like everybody is smart, no matter the race, the color, anything, the background.
I learned that I'm more than what people portray me as. I'm just not based on something based off my skin color or my race or how the youth is portrayed.
Mr. Hunter, he taught us and talked to us about peer pressure. It is really just, you don't have to do anything. Like, if that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do. But it's choices and consequences to everything that you do. So just think twice before you do something.
They also learn how to handle dangerous situations.
Like a lot of gun violence, a lot of inappropriate behavior and stuff like that, when people should be focused on like school and having a good life, when they're focused on the negative things instead of positive.
everything we do is for you. It's not
As a
about
community
me.
outreach worker,
Not about your
Duron is
teacher.
oftentimes one of the first people to arrive at a crime scene.
I saw parents grieving, I saw siblings grieving, and that broke my heart. And so I prayed and I asked the Lord Jesus Christ and said, Lord, I want to do something for these kids that's different. I don't want it to feel like school. I don't want it to feel like something they've already done before. I just want it to be different. And so the Lord gave me the name Future Ambassadors. And ambassadors mean to represent somebody or someone, you know. And so for me, I represent Jesus Christ. So I wanted the kids to represent the Future Ambassadors, you know, Incorporated, that they will understand that when you put that across your chest or on your head, it means something. I want them to understand when they wear Withrow University across their chest, that it means something. It's just not words on my shirt or on my sweatshirt. It's not just words. It means something to me.
Students say this has become a safe space where real-world conversations are encouraged.
If you don't have a place to go to escape, you could come here. And if you feel like you don't have a family, you could feel like you have a family here.
To reward their positive choices this school year, Duron is taking them down to Louisville to tour the Muhammad Ali Center.
He changed some things in this world. So he was from a little city called Louisville. You know, we're right up the road in Cincinnati. If he can change the world, you can too. You got to run all 100. You got to finish the race.
Duron hopes these lessons will stay with them far beyond the classroom.
My biggest hope for them is that they realize that nobody can stop you but you. Nobody can stop you but you. It's like when the horses run in the derby or something, they put those blinders on, put your blinders on and just keep going. You know, you might stumble, you might fall, get up and keep going, keep running, keep striving, keep pulling, keep pushing. And then all at once he realizes, oh, I'm up here. And that's what I want the kids to remember. I'm up here. And I'm looking down, and not looking down your nose on naughty, but looking down and seeing all the things that I've overcome. It's not about where I live. It's not about the people I know or don't know. It's not about any of that. It's not about alcohol. It's not about drugs. It's not about any of that. It's about you and the choices and the decisions you want to make yourself be a better person. Hope and opportunity, choices and consequences. That's what I want our young people to know from me.
Lessons designed to help themselves.
Your attitude affects your altitude.
And those around them.
Keep going higher. Keep going higher.
Rise above. This program has also opened doors to college for many students. Each year, they tour colleges around our area like EKU and Morehead State University. Duran says this work makes a difference in preventing violence when kids can see opportunity up close. Nicole Aponte, WWT News 5.
Well, it sounds like a great program. Joining us now is President and CEO of Future Ambassadors, Duran Hunter, and his son Joshua. Welcome to Let's Talk Cincy. It's good seeing you again.
You too, Curtis.
When I heard Morehead, I know why you're taking them down to Morehead. You used to play football down there at Morehead.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Many,
yes, sir.
Many years.
Yes, yes, sir. Absolutely.
Hey,
Absolutely.
talk about the mission of this program.
So first of all, I thank God for allowing me to be a representative of Future Ambassadors, because that was a prayer of mine. You know, I've seen so many over the years, so many of our young people who have made really, really, really bad choices. And so I prayed and I asked God to give me something that I could give to the young people that they would enjoy, but they would understand that the choices you make, the consequences that you have would determine your outcome. Yeah. So after I started, going into the schools and building relationships, which is the key part to anything that we do, we have to build relationships where the young people trust you. And that's my mission, first of all, is to make sure that they can trust me. Once because a lot of times, especially men, I've heard them say, well, men have come in my life and men has left me. And you'll probably do the same thing. And I want to make sure that I knock that barrier down from day one.
And first inspiration is your son, Joshua. Why did you want to get involved with this with your dad?
Yeah, I think it was just growing up and being able to be a part of it. We got to do things like go to Camp Joy was one of the things, just to spend time with the kids. And now being an adult and seeing the impact that my dad has had in the community, seeing some of the people that have, made college choices and have the opportunity. I think one of the things that my dad does for a lot of these kids, he gives them hope, hope that there is life beyond, what they grow up in. There is life beyond what they see every day. You take them on these college visits and they see this could be me. I could be a college graduate. I could be a first generation or whatever their situation may be. So I just love to see the hope that he provides for these kids.
And that's the message that he gave you and your siblings along the way too, that you just reach beyond what you see in front of you.
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to take our first break and then we'll come back and continue this conversation. Back in a moment. Welcome back, everyone. We're going to continue our conversation with Duran and Joshua Hunter with Future Ambassadors. I always wonder, how difficult is it now to reach young people? Everything is glamorized, and it's been that way for years. You're glamorizing drugs and violence, and so how difficult is it to?
So it's really difficult. Again, like I said, but when they trust you, and that consistency is what our kids is missing a lot of. That consistent message, that same, just like when you show somebody who's helping somebody along the way. Like you take a policeman, and they take him to the store and they buy clothes and toys and they do for the kids. So if you keep showing kids that, that positive, vibe about a policeman, then that's what they believe about police. They're not all out here trying to hurt you. And so with the future ambassadors, I feel the same way. If I could show them that everybody's not out here trying to stop you from having fun. A lot of times kids think we're trying to stop them from having fun, but actually we're trying to save your life, because a lot of decisions you make is not going to be the best consequence that you could have. But if you just kind of keep talking to them and keep telling them, and then sometimes we have to show them. They have to see it. A lot of times they haven't seen it. So I remember going over the bridge one time. We were in Covington, and kids was like, "Mr. Hunter, we're out of town already." I'm like, "No, we're just over the bridge." But they haven't been anywhere.
Right.
So for me, getting them out of the city and letting them see this world is huge, man. Where you live is just a small piece of your life. And so if we could show them, what they could be, like Josh said a little earlier, and what they can do and what they can be, a lot of times they'll make that kind of choice.
Josh, your dad talked about trust. I would imagine you're closer in age to some of the young people you're trying to attract. How is that trust dealt with at that level?
I think it's important because they see somebody, like you said, that they can relate to, somebody that deals with some of the same things that they recently have dealt with or are dealing with, so I can relate to them a little bit better. I had an opportunity to talk to kids at Princeton High School before, and I just think it was a better message because they can see I'm somebody who was just in your shoes just a few years ago, so it's definitely easier with the trust when they see somebody like me.
Yeah, we just have a few more seconds. Tell me about the trip down to the Muhammad Ali.
The trip down there was awesome. The kids, they really enjoyed themselves. And the reason I know the trip was awesome because when we left the Ali Center, we went to Golden Corral and I let them, just eat all that they can eat. And they slept all the way back home. So I knew the trip was awesome. But they enjoyed because they got to see him as being more than a boxer.
Right.
A lot of times people just know him as a boxer. But like I told him, he from a little city down there in Louisville, he changed some of the world. We up here in a little city called Cincinnati. You can change the world too if you make the right choices.
I know that people can reach you at the email here we're going to put on the screen. It is Future Ambassadors Inc. Cincy, that's CINCY, @gmail.com. Again, that is Future Ambassadors Inc. INC, Cincy, @gmail.com if you'd like more information about the program. Always good to see both of you.
Yes, yes.
Continued success.
Thank you so much. Thank you for doing this. Thank you.
All right. And so up next, using golf to teach life lessons, a free special summer program waiting for your child to join. Let's Talk Cincy will be right back. Welcome back, everyone. Golf legend Calvin Peete won 12 PGA tournaments long before Tiger Woods began his career. Peete said golf builds character because bad character and golf just don't mix. Building character is the mission of Reaching Out for Kids. This is a program offering a free summer golf clinic, helping young people learn the links and life lessons all at the same time. And joining us now to talk about this is Ron Dumas, the founder of Reaching Out for Kids, and Paul Schildmeyer, who is the director of sales for the Cincinnati Recreation Commission. And welcome back to the program. You guys have been here before. Just talk about how, you talk about this link, if you will, no pun intended, between golf and character building.
Well, Reaching Out for Kids is about integrity. We try to reach out to everybody. We don't care what part of Hamilton County or Southern Ohio or Kentucky you're from. But what happens, it teaches you how to be on time. Because if you miss your tee time, you're disqualified. So when you talk about life skills, it teaches you how to communicate also with other kids your same age bracket, but from different neighborhoods. We bring in everybody together, whether you're from Anderson Township, whether you're from Dale High, the West End, College Hill, Walnut Hills, bringing people together that maybe never see each other or speak to each other. And we've been very fortunate. The program there's a natural diversity because it's kids from all walks of life. And in golf, as you know, when you tee the ball up in a tournament, you don't know who you're playing with or where they're from or what language they speak. And it's a relationship. And that's what Reaching Out for Kids try to better our kids at. It's building integrity, building relationships with other people, and letting them know how important that is. And we expanded from that with education as well.
Paul, this is a reminder too of what the Recreation Commission is doing and the availability of outlets like this for the golf courses all around. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, golf has experienced a real boom over the past several years, and so what we've done lately is we've begun an initiative, Better Golf in Progress, where we are taking all of this and reinvesting in the properties to provide the best conditions for years to come for the community. New irrigation systems at Avon Fields, Newman, Woodland Golf Course, new maintenance equipment, which are both vital for the upkeep and the improvement of the courses. Clubhouse renovations at California Golf Course. So we're just, with no taxpayer money, no donations, we're just reinvesting to provide the best that we can for programs like Ron and the rest of our players.
Yeah. You mentioned the built-in diversity. Golf, sadly, has not had this history of diversity.
Correct.
But that has changed, and we're seeing it now even at this level.
Yes. And the thing is that when I was in high school, I was the only black player on the golf team. And we couldn't get a golf team down at Taft when I attended. Oscar Gamby got me a special transfer to go to Woodward. Now it's expanded. We got so many kids in there and a lot minorities playing. And that's the whole idea, is to get a lot of Vivian Lott, which is a young lady who's 14 now, that won more than 64 tournaments, and she's just 14 years of age. But it's a thing about bringing everybody together, because I worked for juvenile court for 32 years, and watching what the kids was doing to get in trouble, and here you can come to the golf course and just you meet all types of people from walks of life to teach you. Everybody's not going to be a Michael Jordan. You know, you're not going to be a Deion Sanders, but there's golf where you can play till you're 100 years old. It opens doors to a lot of different areas, and for people to meet positive people along the way. And I have so many volunteers that are positive, and people like Paul and the Recreation and Troom that helps me, that it just grows and grows. And when we started, it was just golf. Now it's education. So on Saturdays from 9 to 11, we teach kids how to read. We teach them math. We have them to bring their homework. And we have so many volunteers from the Liberties and other people in the neighborhood and University of Cincinnati that help us with teaching kids to move forward, to help them pass their tests where they can get out of school. And so, yeah, it's golf, but it's more than golf. It's about education. It's about relationships. It's about integrity. And so, yes, we've grown since I started this.
Yeah. I like the word integrity. I want to take a break, and then we'll come back and talk more about this. But my nephew went to college on a golf scholarship, and so you don't have to be Tiger Woods, but you can really do some great things through programs like this. All right, we'll be back in a moment. Welcome back, everyone. Here with me, Ron Dumas and Paul Schildmeyer. Paul is with the Recreation Commission. Paul, I was asking you if you're a golfer. I've tried, but I'm not a good golfer. Are you a good golfer?
I continue to try. It's been 23 years, and I feel like I get a little worse every year. I need to spend a little more time with people like Ron who can teach me, but golf is such a mental game too, and I think that's why it's great for these kids to get into golf too. It's just you. Every decision you make on that golf course, every swing, there's no teammates, there's nothing else to pin it on. It's you. It's a mental game, and I just think there's so many lessons that can be learned through golf, which clearly I haven't learned enough myself yet either.
Yeah, but I ask that because you're right. It is a mental game, and so as we try to really reach out to young people, letting them know that a lot of this is not just your physical.
Correct.
It is mental, and that's where you tap in
That's why
to their real strength.
Right. Yeah, and kids just come along because once they see other kids their own age doing it, they kind of stop and think. And when they swing at the ball and see it goes on the ground the first 2 times, and then they get the ball in the air and realize I can do this, and then they start concentrating. And with the volunteers and stuff we have that's teaching them, some great teachers like the Liberties and things, and OGO, but.
And explain Liberties. I know what it is, but some people might not know.
The Liberties started 50 years ago. This is their anniversary, 50-year anniversary, and it's the oldest black women organization in golf here in the city.
Right.
And I've been very fortunate to have people like Dolores Crowley, who's in the Golfers Hall of Fame, Pat Harper's in the Golfer Hall of Fame, and Miss Cooksey, who get put in the Golfers Hall of Fame a week ago. But to have them, and they watch me grow up at the age of 10 years old. So we grew up together in the last 50 years, and to have them
We're showing some pictures. I think this is from the Hall of Fame.
That's from the Hall of Fame. And Julian also goes to Performing Arts, who was inducted into the Golfers Hall of Fame also last week.
Wow.
And he's one of the Reaching Out for Kids that you see in the pictures. But it's truly an integrity sport. And like Paul was saying, it's a sport that teach you have to concentrate, but it's the mental part. But you don't have to lift weights. You know, golfers, like I said, it's a thing where you don't have to look like a football player, but you have to have some type of discipline. And that's what golf is, because you got to be focused. It teaches you life lessons, because once you hit that shot, you can't worry about whether it was good, bad. You got another shot to play. You got 5.5 hours to concentrate. And so once that shot is over with, you take that step, you leave it behind. It teaches you how to be positive. And you carry that on to schoolwork, at home, life lessons all around you. And being out in nature is a good thing for anybody, to be out under the sun, be with the trees, get away from the drugs, get away from the bad language and the bad neighborhoods, because, you know, you can always come to where it's safe, it's fun, but the key part about Reaching Out for Kids is free. It doesn't cost you anything. And we're there to help kids from all walks of life. That's why it's Reaching Out for Kids.
Paul, we should note, he was talking about all the Hall of Famers. We should note that he is a Hall of Famer himself.
And Jefferson Award.
Let me give a way that people can get in touch with you to get more information. You can visit the Reaching Out for Kids website, or email Ron, reachingoutforkids, Inc. at gmail.com for more information. Thank you for sharing this once again. Great program.
Thank you.
The summer is upon us, so we need some outlets. Well, that does it for the program today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Curtis Fuller. Have a good day and a better day tomorrow.